Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. This is the new COVID podcast. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Depends on who you are, what part of the country, if you're allowed to leave or not. This is Rudy Reyes. And of course, you may not recognize the gentleman on my left, or if you're on another screen on my right-hand side, but it's Harley Watkins. Harley, man, thank you so much for coming on to the show. I do appreciate that. Usually it's just audio, but I thought I'd throw a little spin there and get you on air on video. How's everything going out there in Lima, Ohio?
Everything's going great, Rudy, man. Just thankful to be on the show, really.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming on. It's been a while. I was a little under the weather, but I wanted to kind of touch base with you today and just kind of let everybody know a little bit more about you, what the next steps are, how you feel that the next level would be the NFL, and we'll go through a little bit more dynamics about that. If you don't know Harley, he's a guy who plays he's played in almost everything except for the NFL. He's done a lot of great things in various leagues. He's done fantastic things with Team America, the Indianapolis Enforcers, and the list goes on and on and on. He's been ready for this for quite some time, and I don't mean just being on the Rude Dog Show, but to get an opportunity, to get a chance. Me and Harley have spoken at length probably about a month ago when we were talking about how he's had so much experience dealing with different coaches. He's familiar with those coaches at the next level, at least some of them. And we've spoken about this at length quite a bit. I think Harley is ready for that next level. He's a hard worker. He's a student of the game. You don't become a student of the game and all of a sudden just play one side of the ball. He plays all different sides of the ball: offense, defense, special teams. He's a very diverse, dynamic player. And I think any given NFL team, and of course, I'm a little biased. The Steelers are not too far away from Ohio. They're right across the Allegheny. And of course, I'd like to see you at least get an opportunity to play for the Steelers. And hopefully a team will actually reach out to you and give you at least an opportunity, a shot, a conversation, a phone call, maybe shoot up a flare with your name on it. It just kind of explodes like the 4th of July, with the banner of your name being there. So hopefully they'll give you that opportunity. So to give others who may not know who Harley Watkins is, he was born in Lima, raised in Columbus, Georgia. He's been playing a lot of ball since about the age of 7 years old. And that's a long time. And you start at 7, there's so many things that you don't know. You put on pads, you put on a helmet. Like, why do I have to wear all this stuff? What was it like starting at the age of 7 years old? How do you believe that at the age that you were then is able to kind of help navigate you into playing for the Indianapolis Enforcers and Team America? At least that's where you're at right now.
Well, honestly, just the experience factor, man. Like starting off so young, and like once you get to doing it for so long, it becomes like reaction. It's like almost on the field, I'm not really thinking. I'm just going off reaction most of the time. And it's like that split second that you have to think, you really don't want to take it. You really want it to be repetitive in your drills to make sure that it's like reaction when you're out there.
So did everything come easy to you? Did you find it a little bit difficult? Were there any facets of the game from age 7 up where you felt, man, I don't know if I can get this. I'm struggling right now. I mean, there's got to be something.
Oh man, well actually I'd say my first 5 years, man, like I wasn't really athletic. I kind of had other siblings who were better than me at the sport that I was in. So like I kind of was in their shadow, and I was like the most unathletic one. So it's just like that was a big hurdle to overcome. Then I say it's changed about once I started hitting puberty. That's when I start actually coming into my own.
Everything changes at that point, doesn't it? I mean, you really kind of, recognize where you're at, what's going on. Now all of a sudden, you're faster, you're smoother. Sometimes girls start to take notice, of you at when that happens,
Yeah.
and and things just start becoming different. You start maturing, you start recognizing those deficiencies? What kind of deficiencies were you aware of that you knew without a shadow of a doubt you've tried over and over and over and over and over again, that you had to practice to refine it to just become that much better at your craft?
Actually, like, one thing that I really practice on, and like one thing I look at as a big asset is my feet. Like a lot of guys, they're not really as agile as I am on my feet, and like my hand placement. Like being an O lineman and a D lineman, it's all about hand fighting. And if you don't got the right hand placement and the right leverage, you're gonna lose every time. So just that aspect of the game, man. My vision, like my ability to see the field.
Okay. Well, there are always things that we work on, always trying to get better, always trying to become better, do better, not only for others around us, but for ourselves. And I know that at one time things weren't very perfect, and they're never perfect for anybody. I don't care what walk of life. I don't care how much money you have. It's always going to affect someone. Give me one thing that you recognize that really kind of helps solidify, whether it's, you were a teenager, whether you were a young man at 20 years old. I remember when I was 20 years old, I was struggling with a lot of different things, but give me something at the age of, let's say, between 20 and 25, that you really had to overcome those obstacles, the adversities, maybe the people that you were around that were saying, you know what, you're just wasting your time. This is not for you.
Oh man, honestly, man, like I heard it all from fans on the other side to family members to friends to pretty much like, normally when you go out on your dream, everyone thinks you're crazy. And like the question you gotta always ask yourself and to keep going is why not me? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
you have to keep your focus on the prize. And you can't really allow other people to put their limitations on you. And like one thing that kind of helped me push though is my daughters. I got two little girls, and they just seeing their faces, and they love coming to my games, and they're like my number one fans. Like they keep me pushing.
Got your own cheering section. That's always nice. Two girls with the pom poms, and go dad, go dad, go. Uh,
Yeah.
if that's not fuel to help, to give them the absolute best for their life, works through you, works through how hard you work, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do, and ultimately, when it's all said and done, uh, you know, we can always hope that our children are the ones that we really try to benefit in the long run. It may not be seen. I mean, I started broadcast at 40 years old. I'm 46. I'll be 47 real soon here. But people who believe in you will shine through, and those that don't won't. They'll end up being in the shadows, not really looked at, not really seen, and those are the ones that you don't want in your corner. You want the positive ones, the ones that can help keep pushing you, getting to the next level, whatever level that is, whether it's physically, athletically, mentally, emotionally, or all the above. Give me one person that you really aspire to want to be at the next level, if an NFL team was to contact you.
Um, honestly, I would want to be like a Khalil Mack type of player. Like, cause I'm versatile, and I could be like a hybrid or like an Aaron Donald. Cause like he put on for all the small guys all around. Like everyone 6 foot normally thought they wouldn't be able to make it. It's like, yeah, like I can make it. He's the best lineman inside D lineman inside the game right now.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the elite guys out there. Yesterday was what was Aaron's birthday, in fact. So happy birthday to him. Uh, I look at different things. Let's just kind of focus in a little bit more on your junior year. So your junior year, you had a lot of things going on, not a whole lot of it great. Your grandfather was sick. There were a lot of obstacles. You're trying to figure out how to take care of him, how to make him feel better. What did you have to do in order to help yourself, but not only helping yourself, but helping him simultaneously?
Honestly, cause like me and my granddad, we had like the same, we had the same name. So it's like just seeing him go through the pain was kind of like it was really heartbreaking for me. And my aunt, she worked so hard to like help him out too. It was just like it was really a team effort, but it was just like it was harder just for me seeing it. I was just trying to hurry up and make something of my life before he passed away, and like unfortunately, I couldn't really get the chance to show him.
Well, I think you showed him. I think just by being there, being yourself, showing him that you cared, really, really helped kind of soften his heart and really recognize that, at least he's here. If nothing else, if there's nothing else that he does, at least he's here. So my condolences to you on the passing of him. Everybody's lost family members, and of course I certainly have. I'm no exception to the rule, but and one of those people that just kind of stood out to me was my aunt, and my aunt would always make me get up and sing Christmas music in front of my entire family every single year. So she handed me the mic. It was almost passing the torch, so to speak. So I think your grandfather was able to pass that torch over to you in order to give you a little bit more inspiration to get to that next level. Um,
Definitely.
so when we look at different aspects, I mean, you're 6 foot, you're 260, you play all different aspects of the game. Is there one position you like more than the other? Do you like the O line? Do you like the D? Do you like special teams, be able to run things back or block or level somebody out? I mean, what's your what's your favorite position?
Well, honestly, like I always love playing kickoff because like it gives me a chance to like set the tone and kind of just fill them out. Normally, like if you guys got like a physical, strong special teams, you know whether you're going to have a hard game or a long game or not. If they got a good special teams, guaranteed the regular plays are going to be crisp as well. But another position I like playing will be DN because I get a little more free reign out there. And like most guys, they're not as fast as me on coming off the edge, and it's hard to put the hands on me. And I kind of like playing tackle as well, like just being a part of the offense in that way. Like offensive line is like the only position that's really selfless. Like there's not many stats on lead blocking and just some of the things like holding that extra second so your quarterback can get the ball off. Like there's no stats for that, but at the same time, we all know it's important.
Is key. It's definitely elemental. You have to be able to give your quarterback, the guy under center, the opportunity to get rid of that ball in whatever manner that is, whether you're opening an A gap or you're blocking or you're doing something to help kind of elongate that play, because the last thing you want to do is give that ball up to your special teams to get to punt the ball away. Um, so you're going into your 6th year playing a lot of different types of pro ball. You worked out for arena leagues, and of course with this COVID situation you're not really able to get out there. Most people aren't able to get out there, including myself. But at the same token, how are you keeping yourself mentally ready, physically ready, emotionally ready, and putting all those together so that way, and in hopes of sports coming back, which it looks like the NBA is on its way back, Major League Baseball is on its way back, the NFL obviously is on its way back. What do you believe is going to be your next step once sports starts? Are you working on more like agility? Are there deficiencies you feel you either need to work on now to be ready for that next level, or you feel that you're ready to rock and roll and sit back and have a couple bonbons, waiting for a team to contact you?
Well, honestly, it's like, all right, I feel like I'm ready, right? But there's always something I can improve on. Like I plan on improving on more agility, strength. My balance is one thing I plan on improving on. You can't never have too much of that. And just my core, just making sure my core is strong. It's hard just not having the equipment I normally work out with, but luckily, like I have brothers and we all kind of like rotate each other gyms. Like, cause I got more cardio and field over at my house. My brother, he has the free weights and the bench press, and I got another brother who has like the machines and all the little bands that you can use, the parachute. So just trying to be all around better players is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, I think you're on your way there. Right now, you're currently playing for the Indianapolis Enforcers. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show. This is a Zoom edition with Harley Watkins, who joins me here for a little bit longer. You played in the AAL and also for Globe Team in 2018, where the American team beat the Canadian team. I'm not
Yeah.
Canadian. I just thought I'd throw that in there. But so between all those different types of workout methods, from using the parachute to the bands to cardio to free weights, I mean, obviously you have to go to all these different locations in order to work on all these different types of equipment. But what do you feel? Give me one area of deficiency that you have been working on, whether it's cardio, whether it's hand-eye, whether it's feet, whether it's a burst off the line, your power move. Give me something that you're working on right now.
Right now, I've been doing a lot of cone drills, a lot of uphill to work on my explosion. Like I always had a good flat speed, but that within the 10 yards is what I've been basically working on, the 10-yard burst. Being a lineman, normally my action is about 10 yards. Anything after that, normally linebackers or the smaller agility guys get to. So
Right.
I just been doing a lot of explosive drills, mostly uphill work.
Okay. All right. Well, you're definitely on the right. You're on the right path here. I think that look, an NFL team wants someone who's a character person, who is a student of the game, who wants to get out there, wants to get in, wants to get out, being a leader on the team, leader on the sidelines. And there's so many different aspects to being on an NFL team. At least my ideal NFL team would be filled with guys who have tons of character, some personality mixed in there, not rambunctious, not over the top, not overzealous. And I always want those guys in that locker room, because those are the best types of guys. I mean, clearly the athleticism comes into effect. Being able to be a team player comes into effect. I mean, there is no I in team, and the only I in team is when you're playing tennis or you're playing golf. Those are the only two individual sports that I can think of where where
Yeah.
you're the only one who wins or loses. Whereas in a team sport, as everybody knows, you're part of a larger conglomerate. Give me a time when, because I've interviewed tons of players. I mean, I've interviewed guys who just got drafted: Lamar Jackson, Vita Vea, Vander Esch of the Cowboys. The list goes on and on and on. Give me one thing about a player that you like now that you wish that you could emulate from a personal standpoint, whether it's community, whether it's a combination of community to uh, just being that overall shining light inside of that locker room.
A player I would like to emulate will probably, you said now, uh,
I know it's tough.
it's really
There's a lot of guys out there, but give me one that
um,
that you know.
probably Tom Brady.
Okay.
Like just for the longevity, man, and just like the way, I don't know what it is. He has to be saying something right to get his guys motivated to make all those fourth quarter like comebacks. And if it's not Tom Brady, it'd probably be like Patrick Mahomes. Like those guys are some of the best leaders I can see. Like from a standpoint, just their leadership is just second to none.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that both guys have done as far as from a longevity standpoint, but more importantly, what they do to help the community, to be a part of the community, and to be those leaders inside the locker room, outside the locker room. I don't know
Yes.
that that the good guys get that kind of conversation. I don't know that they get that kind of time to really kind of shine and let people know, look, I'm more than just a football player. I'm more than just an X's and O's guy. I mean, you've heard your 30 for 30s on ESPN. The Last Dance had just ended with Michael Jordan. And
Yeah.
I'd watched a little bit of it here and there. I'm not going to go into different sports necessarily, but as far as some of those guys being leaders and some are not, unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, where you get a guy who's so good on the field, but off the field, you don't really hear about him. It's like, oh, he's hidden away. He's in his house. He doesn't really do much. You don't see him a lot on television, not a lot of radio appearances, things of that nature. Um, when I think of an NFL player, I think of somebody who has character, who's outstanding at what they do, how they do it. And I think that you have that personality, you have the attitude, you have the drive, you have the initiative to want to start at that next level, because you've already played out this current level in all three phases of football. And look, any given NFL team would be fortunate to have you on their team to talk to you, whether it's a special team situation, whether you're a guard, tackle, D lineman, edge rusher, whatever that is. I think the NFL would really be suited to have guys like you, and you specifically, to be a part of that next level. And hopefully you get that opportunity. So we're going to send this out there. As soon as the video is done, we're going to post it, and I'm going to send it out to absolutely everybody that I know of, in order to help kind of give you the opportunity, a phone call conversation. I'm going to tag some people. So just be aware that this is going to hopefully go viral, and enough of an opportunity, at least from a video standpoint, and just getting to know you, know who you are. And for those, again, that don't know him, this is Harley Watkins. This guy has played football for a very long time. He's a student of the game. He's learned different things. He's had to overcome a lot of obstacles, adversities. And I'm going to shed some light on what you had said earlier, that you had a lot of people that didn't really kind of help expose you for the great person that you are. Instead, they wanted to turn a blind eye. They wanted to walk away. It didn't matter to them. It's like, no, he's not going to do. Forget it. He's too old. I don't want nothing to, no. And here's why I say that is because and I'm not going to use the producer's name. I'm not going to use the station name. I had an opportunity to meet with a producer in Los Angeles when I lived in LA. And he had stated to me that I'm too old, and I'm never going to have an opportunity to be on air. And sadly enough for him, he was wrong, obviously, because, I work for iHeart, and, I do radio and traffic, and I you tell me I'm too old, I'm going to show you some swampland in Arizona, because there's no way that I'm going to stop. And of course, Harley Watkins is not going to stop either. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So again, any NFL team, Saints, Raiders, Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Falcons. Of course, I'm sure you wouldn't mind playing for the Falcons, kind of in your backyard. You grew up in Columbus, Georgia, so I think that would be an opportunity as well for you to get in there. This is Rudy Reyes on Rudo Show. Harley Watkins, who joins me, who has plenty of football experience, and I think the NFL can certainly not only help him personally, but help him realize that dreams do come true, and they can definitely come true. I'm going to use myself as an example again. I'm 46 years old. Do I look 46? Probably not. But somebody had told me one time, they said, you know what? It's not about age. It's about creating the opportunity regardless of the age. And I do weekend reporting, so I'm only doing it on the weekends. But regardless of that, I'm getting paid for what I do. I enjoy what I do. And I'm trying to give other people and influence them in order to want to do the very same thing, and to keep them motivated and to keep them moving and say, you know what, gosh, if Rudy can do this, I can do this. And I certainly give you all the props in the world, Harley, on being able to get to this point, but moreover, what you can do at the next level, at the next point, at the next plateau. And I think that, again, an NFL team, regardless of who it is, would be more than happy knowing that they have you on their roster.
I appreciate that too, man. Like it really means a lot just to have a shout out, man. And just coming from where I come from, man, that's like, your word is bond, man. It's just the opportunities, man. I hope they come in.
They're far few and in between, but you have to find your way. You got to know that you can't stop, that you can't give up, especially if it's a dream, because dreams do turn into reality. Harley, thank you so much for coming on the show. I wish you the absolute best, and I'm going to share this everywhere I possibly can. And everybody needs to go. If you haven't followed Harley yet, go do so. He's a great guy. He's a great dad. He's a great person. And he's definitely very, very good at what he does. He just wants to show his greatness at the next level. So thank you so much, Harley. I appreciate it. Happy Memorial Day, by the way, to you and your family.
Yes, sir. Happy Memorial Day to you too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we'll definitely be in touch soon. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show. Go find all kinds of great stuff on the RudeDogShow.com. And this interview will also be posted on the RudeDogShow.com and shared absolutely anywhere and everywhere I could possibly share it. So thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate that. And you got the kids calling for you.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And we'll definitely talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
You too.
Thanks.